Hey guys, welcome to Thor, aka the House of R.E.P. This episode, we talk about Mortal Kombat, the movie. So we talk about the original movie and we talk about the new movie, so we compare them. Now, the original movie I loved a lot, the new movie not so much, so we're going to go into it. So stay tuned for another episode of the House of R.E.P. And we're back. Welcome back to Thor, aka the House of R.E.P. I'm joined by Z, my co-host. Z, introduce yourself.
Say hello, everyone. Welcome to the House of R.E.P. And we're here to talk about Earthrealmers.
Earthrealm.
And the tournament.
Yeah. We're here to talk about Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
So, the new
2021 movie.
So the new movie came out. Me and Z have been waiting for it for a while. When I saw the trailer, I was super disappointed in this movie. Like I was skeptical as hell. I was like, this looks bent. And I told Z this, and I also talked about it on the last pod when we were doing our Flawless Victory special. If you haven't heard that, check that out.
Yeah.
And also check out our Mortal Kombat 11 follow-up where we talk about, all the kind of rebooted games. Now the film, I'm gonna just jump right in and say that this film's shit. I think this film is so crap. I could have done a much better Mortal Kombat film. And it's a little bit hard to watch because the build up at the start is wicked, and even Pre said this when she watched it. Because we were watching it, and the Hanzo Hasashi attack scene at the sheer not the attack scene, that battle bit where basically he's in feudal Japan and then Bihan and the Lin Kuei attack, right? That was building up something quite epic. It felt more fantastical and had a fantasy element to it, and they really made Scorpion look like he was quite formidable, but there was like a couple of stupid directorial decisions by the director, and just generally the script is a bit wackly written. I remember I applied for like a WB Aspiring Directors program, and in it they asked you what would your dream project be. So I wrote a really nice thesis of how I would reboot Mortal Kombat, and apparently they didn't think that I was good enough to make Mortal Kombat or be on that program, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that, but they thought that this guy, this Australian dude, right, who directed this film, would be better when he's come from maybe doing some Gucci shit or some other kinds of ads and stuff to make this movie. And I thought, you know what? Let's give this guy a chance, right? Let's see what he does. He totally flopped it. He doesn't understand anything about what the tournament's about. He doesn't understand anything about the characters. Most of the scenes, most of the things are just things that he's picked from the game, or it's basically someone's whispering in his ear, 80, don't forget that Liu Kang does fireballs and the Raiden guy, he shoots lightning. Just remember, yeah, that's what they do.
Elemental powers.
Yeah, so basically it felt like he picked this stuff, or the script picked this stuff and totally flopped everything, because so Hanzo gets killed by Sub-Zero, which is stupid. Do you get what I mean? Because I know he does get killed in the original kind of mythology. Because Bihan kills him, but the way he kills him is really strange. He kind of just stabs him.
It's different because it's in the past.
Yeah, and it's set in feudal Japan. Then Raiden comes along. The whole time he could have just stepped in and saved Hanzo and his family, but he seems to arrive at the last minute, and that Tenubo Asano, whoever plays Raiden, Tadanobu, whoever, that dude, yeah, he is such a wooden actor, man. He is whack as Raiden. They just cast him because they were like, you know what? Who's hot right now? Who's Asian and Japanese? Let's just make him Raiden. To make it kind of thing. Instead of Raiden being a white dude or something. Yeah. But the thing about Raiden is that he's an elemental God, he can look like anybody he wants to look like. So the problem that I have with that is that Raiden doesn't have to be Asian. He doesn't have to be Japanese. But even if he was, there are other actors out there who could actually emote. You could have got Chow Yun Fat. You could have got Andy Lau. You could have got the Let Them Fight. That wicked actor Ken Watanabe. You could have got him. So Ken Watanabe would have added some real gravitas to the role, and played off of his brother that his brother mate that he acted with.
Gotham City must be destroyed.
he was boss's race. I can't wait. I can't wait till you add your inserts. That you do on the podcast when we do the video version of this. Yeah. But basically, that was whack as hell. And this is a bit of a kind of rant from me. But it's only because I'm really passionate about Mortal Kombat. I love
Raiden.
And Raiden's my most favorite character. He's my G. So they flopped him like hell. All his effect shots look really good, apart from his eyes. Z even picked up on this, innit? Right, bro?
When we saw the film and you see Raiden's eyes, it feels like a really budget visual effect.
Mm.
And
they ran out of money.
When we see like visual effects done by YouTubers even, or After Effects tutorials,
like Corridor Digital, those guys are wicked.
Like the guys at Corridor Digital who do great stuff. You can do lightning effects. Even the lightning effects in the first Mortal Kombat film are better than the ones in this new film.
Yeah, like the searing of
that's
his
a
eyes.
25-year-old film, and some of the effects are better in that than they are in this new film. So I don't know whether it's a case of whoever they got to do the visual effects in this film, whether it was an Australian company or an American-based company, but whoever did it did a sloppy job on Raiden. And I agree with Ray in the fact that the casting of some of the characters, especially Raiden, was poorly handled. And I'm really disappointed in the casting of Raiden. I thought we could have had somebody better, somebody a bit more built in terms of frame. Because when you look at Raiden, sometimes he looks like a short little dude. Wearing cosplay, like a cosplay hat or something like that, and I wasn't entirely satisfied that he was a thunder
Plus,
god.
Raiden's an asshole in this film. Like he just sounds like some jaded prick. Like he doesn't have any of that kind of, you guys are all Earthrealm and you are the greatest fighters. You need to band together and find your inner power so that you can defeat the forces of Outworld.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Raiden.
There's no presence.
He's heroic.
No presence, yeah.
We have fought for eons and been cheated by the sorcerous ways of Shang Tsung. Like stuff like that. So basically, it lacked any of that.
What happens after the feudal bit? The feudal bit was quite good, though.
That was the best bit of the film. It started like I was like, yeah, is this going to be a sick film? This looks boss. Like, what's going to happen? But then he dies and then burns and goes straight to hell or something. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why did that happen?
He kind of dies on the floor.
Doesn't he become a revenant after? Like, it takes him time. And why did it take him over like 100 years or so to form himself into Scorpion?
I had no idea.
That was stupid too, because he becomes Scorpion because of Quan Chi's manipulations.
Yeah.
It's Quan Chi who brings him back from the dead and tells him, yo, you came back from the dead, you gotta kill thing, because he's corrupting the Lin Kuei.
That's right.
Because the Lin Kuei were actually supposed to be champions for Earthrealm, but the Grandmaster had already been corrupted by Shang Tsung and gotten into an alliance with them.
Yeah.
So basically, the Saurians were destroyed by Raiden accidentally when him and Shinnok fought. So they're trying to say that the reason why the dinosaurs went extinct is that dinosaurs never actually existed. It was a Saurian race. Okay. So reptiles race was actually the first species on Earth. And then they got made extinct, and then they left in small numbers and went to Outworld as kind of like refugees or something. Melina's in the film, but there's no katana. There's pictures of people like Argus.
Ancient warriors.
There's pictures of Argus and the Edenian elder gods, and all them. The Great Kung Lao's in it, in a kind of like the same pictures taken from whoever did the art from the game. I have to talk about Cole. The actor is really amazing. Yeah, his name eludes me right now. Lewis Tan. Lewis Tan is a boss actor. He's got a lot of like presence. Got a great look. Like really looks good. Has a good frame. Can fight. Where the hell is this Cole Young character come from? And why the hell is he like a discount Takeda? You get what I mean? Like, so guys, if you haven't played Mortal Kombat 10, and you're coming in and going, okay, who's this Takeda guy that I'm talking about? Takeda is the son of Kenshi, who's the blind telepath samurai. From he first appeared in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, I think. So he first appeared in that as a new generation of warriors. he had a son after his wife got killed by a rival clan. He gave him to Scorpion, who had become human, and basically Scorpion was rebuilding the Shiroryu and made him his new student. So he became sort of like a cyber version of like a modern ninja. He has these wicked kind of I would call them like flails, or like he has
like whips.
Yeah, he has whips, but they're like techno whips or something, and they're very cool. Lashes. I call them like lashes. But basically, he was a very cool character in the game. He was like a kind of like a modern Shiroryu assassin. Some people didn't like them. Some people didn't like the new guys. Like the
I liked them. I liked them a lot.
Mortal Kombat, the next generation.
The Mortal Kombat kids.
It's like the Mortal Kombat 21 Jump Street or something like what I mean? But basically, they're cool. So the plot is really like freaking whack, because Cole's fighting and it's like Cole and his family, and then Jax is like, yo, where's that tattoo, that sick tattoo, like show me your tattoo, bruv,
show me your
tattoo's sick.
Like, that's a bit awkward.
Now Thingy's wicked, Makard, right? I got his name right. Yeah, Makard Brooks. So Makard Brooks, we loved Makard Brooks from Supergirl. So the CW days when he was like the new Jimmy, and I thought that was a boss casting to make Jimmy, like Makard, because Makard just brought a sort of like a confidence to Jimmy that we've never really seen from Jimmy before. Like sometimes Jimmy's like a goofy kind of bumbling character. Aaron played him really good. So Aaron Ashmore played him well in Smallville. So he was like brave, intuitive, a bit of a detective, because he was telling everyone, look, Doomsday and Davis Bloom's like a bad guy, but no one was believing him. And then he was right, and then he got killed, which was so whack. But basically, some of the writing in that is really... Smallville was one of my favorite shows, but some of the writing is whack in some of those seasons. Yeah. But basically, going back to Mortal Kombat, he was good in that as Jax. But I also thought it was a bit whack that Sub-Zero takes his arms. Well, because Ermac's supposed to take him.
That bit yet, but let's just talk about Jax in general.
Yeah.
This is the kind of Jax which they always do, where he always has the bald head, like the bald cap, and the tash. So this is the Jax that they always do, which is kind of like the Jax from X or 9.
Yeah, he looks more like Revenant Jax, because Revenant Jax is bald, but normal Jax isn't.
Because like Jax in the early games was like, he had hair.
Yeah, and Jax actually, like from what John Tobias said, that Sonya Blade, was actually just called Blade, and Blade was supposed to be Jax, but then they changed their mind and they wanted like more diversity on the team. So they made Sonya Blade, and then they made Jax become a new character for the second game.
That's right, yeah.
So basically,
Jax and Kung Lao were the freshies in.
What I've always loved about Mortal Kombat is that like this was one of the OG games when it came to diversity.
Oh yeah.
Like there were so many people from different countries. The only thing that we've never really seen is like people from like the more kind of Arab or South Asian, like people who kind of represent us. But you've got Nightwolf, you've got kind of Rain now, like Rain kind of looks a bit Asian. Ermac kind of looks Mexican looking, depends, like in Mortal Kombat 10 he looked kind of very kind of Latino looking, like he looked like he was like South American or something. You've got obviously Kotal Khan, who's like a South American G, he's like a Mayan dude, but obviously like he just represents like the Aztecos. Depowering him was really weird in Mortal Kombat 11, Aftermath. But anyway, I'm digressing. So when it comes to diversity, Mortal Kombat at least tries to do something. The film seems to concentrate way too much on like Kano. Like it feels like, okay, the Australian director's like got tunnel vision. He's like, okay, I'm Australian, so I'm just gonna make it a Kano movie. Yeah. So it felt like it was just like Kano, and he's like, yeah, beauty, like that bit was my favorite bit.
Kano
but like,
wins.
I think the actor who plays Kano is phenomenal. He's a very good
actor.
He's a fantastic I thought he was quite sick as Kano.
What's his name? Josh Lawson.
Yeah. But there's a lot of whack stuff in the film. First of all, the special forces are bombs. So they're not affiliated to any kind of government. And they're not doing anything that basically feels like Spec Opsy.
Is that Rain bit before the fight with Jax or after?
What happens is Jax goes to see Cole. Cole and his family go for some food, and then Sub-Zero attacks him because there's a stupid Outworld scene where Shang Tsung's got this like stone throne, and I'm like, dude, do you literally just go outside, sit on this throne all day, in the inclemental weather of Outworld, and basically go, yo, Sub-Zero, you gotta walk all the way up. It's about
10
20,
miles.
30 kilometers, then you gotta come and see me, you know? Like, and the Sub-Zero's like, man, what the fuck, man? I'm wearing all this armor. It's like bloody hot. Like, you know,
Because he goes to Shang Tsung, and Shang Tsung's like sitting there.
He's just sitting there.
And then Sub-Zero's got his boss armor on.
Yeah.
And he's just like, don't call me this. Call me Sub-Zero. I'm Sub-Zero now.
Obviously, Sub-Zero don't have to worry about nothing because obviously he's cool, innit?
Yeah,
so he stays
he's
cool
too
all the
cool.
time. So he can wear whatever he likes, and then he could just make like an ice lolly or something
But did you notice,
to keep
like,
himself
his
fucking
outfit
happy.
Looks a little bit newbie, like.
Yeah, it looks newbie
looks
already,
like
and it also
pauldrons,
looks kind of like smoke more.
There's
not a lot of blue in there.
Yeah.
So I have a problem with that as well,
blue.
and it looks a little too metally looking.
No, I love this mask. I think his mask was
You
a
think
great
his mask is
costume
better
design.
than the original one? Because I think the original one's mask.
The original one looks too white.
I think it looks really cool. You know that shot when he turns to look at Robin Chu,
Yeah.
and then you have that cracking ice sound. That mask looks much better.
Yeah.
The first movie cinematography is better. The cast is better. Everything is better about the first film. The film gets 10 shields. I'm just giving an advanced thing, because
rating.
even though Paul Anderson, like, people don't like him as a director, to me, yeah, that is just like a very inspiring movie. I used to watch it like almost every day religiously, because Robin Shue is one of my all-time G's. Lyndon Ashby was boss. Bridget Nielsen. Bridget Nielsen?
Wilson.
Bridget Wilson.
Bridget Nielsen.
Bridget Nielsen's goodbye, Mr. Foley.
Goodbye, Mr. Foley.
Stallone's ex. But basically, Bridget was great in it. Christopher Lambert was a G. Carrie was wicked as Shang Tsung. No one can replace Carrie as Shang Tsung.
That they had to bring him back for Mortal Kombat 11.
They might as well have just brought him back for the movie, because they did they brought him back in Legacy as well as the older Shang Tsung.
Why?
Too. Tazara Shan doing his stuff.
Shut up.
You
Forget
know?
that Legacy piece of shit.
That's crap too. But the movies is worse, man.
So, what did you think of the Jackson Sub-Zero fight?
I thought that it was a lot better than they showed in the trailer.
Oh,
I thought
the
he just got
effects were
grabbed.
wicked.
Yeah, special effects are
The
cool.
effect shots were good.
Yeah.
It's weird.
The bit when he kind of
Check
shimmers
this
away
out.
was sick.
All the effect shots for Sub-Zero are on point.
Yeah.
His
It's like they
ice
spent all their money on
dagger,
that.
His smoke,
Yeah.
his ice avalanche thingy-majig effect, the
Yeah.
rain thing. All those are on point.
Yeah.
But when they do other people's effects, it's like, eh.
They had stupid things. Like they had this random actress playing Natara, and I'm like, why the hell do you have Natara in the
We'll get
film?
to that bit. We'll get to that bit.
Yeah.
Talk about the Jax fight, bro.
So the Jax fight was alright. You know, there was a lot of fighting. I love the bit where he goes, "I did 6 tours, motherfucker."
Yeah.
That bit was sick. So that bit was really
was a
sick.
good
But then he
line.
still he took bumps quite hard. And then he's a G, because
It's
even
actually
after his
more
arms got
graphic.
broke off,
It's
you know,
more graphic than the trailer.
that's what's good about the film though, because it has got the R ring and the
Yeah,
violence
the
in it,
R-ring
which is
good.
nice.
Yeah.
And then he falls and
Because
gets
there's
really screwed.
no dopey cuts to cut out the gore.
The whack bit is when Cole drops his family off at the motel. Then he goes to meet Sonya, and then Sonya beats him up with like a flashlight. And then they go meet Kano, and Kano's all tied up. And then she talks about the tournament. So somebody's graffitied Mortal Kombat like on a wall, and they're like, "Hey, they even spell it wrong." And like, you know, there's all these kind of like.
Oh yeah, but there was like a couple of Easter eggs. There was Kotal.
Yeah.
There was the Matoka warrior, Nightwolf, obviously referring. But Nightwolf looks like Nightwolf from Nine.
New one, yeah,
the
new
Nine
Nightwolf. Yeah.
The render.
Yeah. So the thing about the thing that's whack about it is that how did they lose 9 tournaments? Because they lost the 9 tournaments after they lost Kung Lao. But if Liu Kang, and Kung Lao were there before the Shaolin monks.
Yeah.
So what about the generation before them? They would have been boss too.
Doesn't make any
sense.
sense.
And why didn't Kung Lao, the second Kung Lao fight?
Raiden leaves a gap, like a massive gap in the story. And I feel like there's some scenes cut because there's a shot of Shang Tsung and he looks really disheveled when he's talking to Melina, like he's been rummaging around in a coal mine.
Yeah. What
He's
is
all
the
dirty.
pit? Why did they shoot
And
that pit shot
why was
with
he
her
in that
walking?
pit? There's like a scene cut in the film.
What are they doing
where
with
they
that
were
massive
having
Goro
a conversation
statue?
or they were having a fight. Shang Tsung was having a fight with someone and he got all dirtied up, and that's why he's talking to Melina.
Shang Tsung's outfit and his eyes going black, all those kind of things look stupid. Why are his eyes not green? You know? Do you get what I mean? That's problem number 1. And also he's kind of got this voice coding on his throat to make it look like he's got people
souls
inside him like Ermac.
But that's like Ermac, not him.
So
he doesn't really do
the
that.
other stupid thing is when they get attacked by Reptile. So the CGI for Reptile looks kind of...
that's not Reptile.
That is Reptile.
That's not Reptile.
Yeah, it's Reptile.
It's called something else in the film.
No. That's supposed to be Reptile. That's what's so stupid. Reptile. Yeah, it's like Reptile again, like the Reptile. You know, like the
but at least
except CGI... Reptile turns into a badass. He turns into Keith Cook, and fucking that was so cool.
Watch that scene again. If you haven't watched it.
Watch that scene because that see every setup in the first. If you just go back to the first film, Robin Shoe's wicked. The music's wicked, like all the kind of drums and the setting it in Thailand was wicked. KDMF doing the soundtrack was wicked because it just starts off wicked. It pumps you up. The entire film pumps you up for an adventure. Even when I was younger, I thought like Chan was a bit whack, like this extra character would lose younger brother instead of having Kung Lao in it, and they've kind of repaired that in this film by having Kung Lao in the movie. And I thought that this film was going to be so wicked because the bit where Sub-Zero attacks Liu Kang, after Liu Kang, I'm digressing, but the bit where Kung Lao came through his hat and like, you know, it was wicked. It was setting it up to be this amazing movie. I thought the Shaolin monks were just gonna whoop everybody. You know, and what I hate, is, and I really hate this, and I want people to stop doing this. In fact, when I get like a lot of like resources, I'm gonna make a Kung Lao solo movie because Kung Lao's one of my G's, and basically you guys treat Kung Lao like he's some goofy guy who can easily get killed. This dude's got like this guy throws around a razor hat. Do you get what I mean? And catches it all the time when it comes back and stuff. And that's he's no like, mean feat. He is one of my top guys. The Shaolin monks are no joke. We got to stop treating them like they could easily get killed by Shang Tsung.
What happens? So after the reptile fight, and he punches the reptilian dude in the heart.
Yeah,
that's the Kano wins bit, right?
Yeah,
and then he goes. Then Sonya does that weird deal with him.
Yeah, and then they take a plane, which is that's like that feels like Expendables, Mission Impossible, Mummy. It's got like this kind of like the director's trying to do that. Oh, let's go on an adventure kind of thing with those, you know, like those massive establishing travel shots,
Vista shots,
you know, of the planes and stuff. Just wasting money basically on those kind of scenes. Then they parachute into Raiden's Sky Temple, and it's a shit location. You've picked some field in the middle of nowhere, and it's literally just a pit. You know, his temple,
a coal mine.
Yeah, so it looks nothing like the amazing temple that we see in thing that's looking after the Jinsei. Then when they get in there, they there's this weird kind of there's this weird looking kind of like barometer looking kind of generator behind. And Liu Kang's wicked. Like the guy who plays Liu Kang is pretty cool.
Liu Lin is a good Liu Kang.
Yeah, so Liu Lin's fucking wicked as Liu Kang. He's good.
This is the criticism I have with Liu Kang.
But they weakened him.
No, check this out. This is so funny. Yeah. I kind of looked at this again, and it didn't make no sense to me. You got Liu Kang, and he introduces himself when he's walking over the sunset, over that ridge horizon, and he goes and meets Kano, Cole, and Sonya. He says, finally something, you guys are here to be champions or something, blah, blah, blah. He says some funny line. But if he was such a good tracker to try and find Earthrealm champions, why did he let the other ones die?
Yeah, that's a plot hole. And also the transformation of the Mortal Kombat symbol from fighter to fighter when you kill him, that's whack too.
Yeah, so I don't understand what that MacGuffin is.
And then this stupid thing called the Arcana, that's a new thing. That wasn't there before because most of people's powers seem to be indigenous to that world.
Oh no.
And universe.
Because like you would in Mortal Kombat you would always have elemental powers and technology based powers.
Yeah. So if people
whoever were from Earth, they would have tech. Like Sonya, Jax, Kano, Jackie, Cassie. They all have tech. Or the ninjas have tech. Like the Cyberlink Quake.
And
but all the gods or the Outworld people, they have
supernatural people trained by them. So the Shaolin monks and stuff have been gifted by the elder gods to have these kind of elemental abilities.
So what's this Arcana bullshit about? What's this, mate?
It's whack, and everything is whack. The film loses a lot, and then most of the film is just them training in their base.
What about that funny scene where, like, when Sonya's like, "Come on, then, I'll beat you up," and then she does that kind of like a judo hip toss.
To who?
To Kano.
When?
When he's like pissing around with her.
Oh, you mean when he's like, oh, you could take the Arcana from me, and she whoops him.
Yeah.
That bit's quite cool. I think the Sonya Blade actress is actually quite formidable and
she's
a
quite
good
good.
actress.
Yeah, she's good.
I think she gets kind of wasted in the film because
I think,
me personally, she should have gone on an adventure first with Jax in the Amazon, and they should have run into someone like Montaro or Kataro or something. Yeah,
like a bit like
some Outworld warriors or
like
something.
Black Panther or something.
Or they could have fought Reptile and killed him then, because they could have done some wicked kind of homage to Predator.
Not even killed him. Reptile escapes.
After
one of
killing
the guys
them.
Gets acided and he's dead.
And Jax wants revenge because it was like his buddy or something. And then Kano should have killed her partner who she was
Also, the other weird thing is that how does Jax end up in the temple before them with no arms?
They said that Liu found him. So if Liu could find them, then why didn't Liu find the others?
That's
another plot hole. Where was Kung Lao the whole time?
Where did he go, Kung Lao?
What was Kung Lao doing before Sub-Zero attacked the temple? There's so many plot holes in the film.
Okay, so let's go to the bit where they get introduced to Raiden.
Because why does Liu just fire a fireball?
Raiden does that long exposition.
Radiant!
Adrian!
Radiant! Slightly like Radiant!
But, he does that weird exposition about the tournament, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Liu Kang takes him to the temple.
But what has Raiden been doing? Like Raiden just taking a shit the whole time, or
no idea.
Just meditating?
What the fuck does that God of the Thunder do half the time?
That's what I don't get. And his excuse was that why didn't you save him? I'm supposed to
don't
be
jump
here.
Forward. Don't
no,
jump
but he's
forward.
like, I'm not supposed to interfere in human affairs.
All right, Hogan.
All right, man. All right.
Right, mate.
Some thunder god you are.
I love that scene when Sub-Zero is attacking the temple because he sends Sub-Zero first by himself. Right? Shang Tsung.
Sub-Zero comes and then Shang Tsung comes through a portal and he's like, just kill him, fuck the tournament, the rules. And I'm like, but that's really weird. And then Liu gets kind of hit in the face by like an icicle, so it blinds him a bit. Then Kung Lao comes in that wicked kind of impressive Power Ranger-y kind of way, like teleports in and stuff. And it was a wicked setup. And I was like,
does he beat up Sub-Zero? Like Sub-Zero goes flying into the corner.
He hits Sub-Zero with his hat, innit? So Sub-Zero goes kind of flying back. And it was a shame because we never actually got to see the end of that fight.
Yeah.
I wanted Kung Lao to have whooped him.
And said, because Shang Tsung turns up at the wrong point and says,
and the casting of the Melina actress is very interesting. I kind of like that because if Katana was a diverse casting, that would have switched it up in a nice way. But you have Melina in the film, but you don't have Katana, so that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? You've added Melina just to have a female antagonist. Why didn't you just you have Natara, which is whack, when you could have had Shiva. You could have had there's so
Sindel.
many Jade. You could have had Sindel. You could have had Tanya. There's so many villainous Outworld. Yeah, Devora would have been good. Good makeup.
I hate Devora.
I know you hate Devora. Kelly Hugh's wicked as Devora. Though.
Yeah, she's great, but the character's shite.
The Clintons or whatever,
The chitin.
The Clinton or something.
The chitin.
We will devour you. Something like that. Like, basically, the film just...
What about the training sequence?
The bit where they're all eating egg rolls and then he gets a stupid laser eye.
That bit is so funny because it's like so racist.
Yeah.
Hey, Kung Pao, whatever your name is.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Man, it's just so...
Even though he's being racist, you see...
The guy who plays Kung Lao is a G, though.
Yeah, Max Huang.
Man, that guy's wicked too. Wicked. I want to work with him.
He's a great
I want to work with Ludi, him... they just look like they're on it when it comes to their martial arts.
What about Jax's whack
stuff.
Skinny arms?
He has at least the monks gave him some arms back. He should be grateful for that, because not having arms is like pretty detrimental to someone. Pain. And so the thing is that he unlocks his Arcana, and that's when his arms become super powered, which is a bit whack.
No, but you're jumping forward. Too. Stop jumping forward.
Yeah, but if you're listening to this podcast, you've probably seen the film, so it's more like a kind of like a review, sort of like around the cooler kind of chat. You get what I mean, like that old school stuff. So what I love about this podcast is that I can just basically say whatever the hell I want because it's my podcast, and if I want to. Basically, I know my stuff, in the most non-arrogant way. I can say it. Me and Z, we've been in the business for like 12 years working our way up.
Plus, we know Mortal Kombat. We know
exactly. We've
Mortal
been
Kombat
playing it
is
for
its
years.
first iteration.
So it's kind of frustrating for us because as filmmakers we're extremely talented, and you'll see when Star Force and the rest of our movies come out in the next quarter, we've been busting our ass to bring out some stuff. It's really time that the Rep Knights get kind of recognized as a force of good on this earth, and a creative thunder that can actually reinvigorize a lot of these franchises. Because you could give me a Spider-Man, you could give me Batman, you could give me like something obscure like Durham Red, or just something obscure in Judge Dredd, and I'll make it wicked. I can make a 2000 AD anthology series on Netflix, or or even a Judge Death film. It doesn't it doesn't matter what you give me. I'm a very talented filmmaker and writer, and also I love this business. Like, I bleed it.
What did you think of that funny bit when he's like sweeping Kano all the time?
That bit was a nice joke. I liked that bit. That was good. And
that was a good little hark back to the
and
game.
Ludi really worked out, man.
Oh, Ludi's physique
when I
is
saw Ludi, I just
amazing.
wanted to bench press a bit more. I just wanted to go back to the gym because I was like, man, I'm getting flabby.
He takes his shirt off and he looks so edge.
It's like fucking Magic Mike stuff, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like...
It's like, what?
Yeah. What else happens in the film?
I don't like the bit where
Cardinal Sin, was
where they're training
killing
in the
Kung
sand pit.
Lao.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let me just touch on that because that.
Okay, so let's talk about that sequence.
You lost me. I gave you so many chances for this movie to be good. Yeah, you lost me when you killed Kung Lao. After that, I didn't give a shit about the film.
They come.
I think Cabal was good though.
Cabal's good, but they have.
But he's a bad guy. He's not a bad guy.
He has a conversation with Kano before that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because Cabal betrays him. Like, it tells him to betray them.
No, Cabal tells Kano.
Yeah. So the other whack thing, right, is that you've got Cabal in the film, and they're saying that Cabal got burnt by Kano when Kentaro burned him. When he was fighting Kentaro.
Yeah, but that doesn't. We don't know why that happened.
And also, another reason why I hate this film is there's no Johnny Cage. So without
obviously.
the dynamic of the trinity of three heroes of Johnny Cage, Liu Kang, and Sonya, it doesn't work. The film doesn't work
because you've got this new guy.
Because you've got Cole, and Cole's trying to be like this, like, I'm Discount Takeda, and I'm Johnny Cage as well. I'm like a hybrid of both of them, kind of. Yeah. I thought, what's going on? I thought, this is so whack. His Arcana is shit too when he gets it.
Well, we'll talk about that Goro bit in a minute.
That bit's whack as hell.
Let's
CGI is good though for Goro.
CGI is good, great for Goro.
It wasn't that bad, but I still prefer the puppet for some reason. I thought.
So let's talk about that scene where Kano uses his Arcana. So he's gotten his Arcana before,
and he destroys
in that bit with
the stupid looking
with
lamp.
Kung Lao and Liu Kang, and he bounces it off Kung Lao's hat when he gets pissed off. So Kano gets pissed off, he gets his Arcana. The other people get their Arcana after Kano. So Kano is the first person to unlock his Arcana.
Yeah.
And then there's the scene where he goes and destroys Raiden's is it his staff? His dragon staff?
Raiden's kind of scepter or whatever is being used to like shield the temple, and then basically a fight happens, and then Liu Kang tries to beat Cabal but can't because of the speed. He's getting used to the speed. Melina attacks Sonya, but then kind of defeats Sonya, says that you ain't got the mark, so it's not gonna bother. So then she disappears. Makad Brooks tries to fight General Reiko, played by Nathan Jones, but Nathan Jones got wasted. Like, he's playing General Reiko in this when he should have played Montaro or Goro, and I thought that was silly. And then so that was a waste of Nathan Jones. And then that's when Makad Brooks gets his arms because he's trying to save Sonya after they get crushed by the rocks, but she's surprisingly unscathed.
Yeah,
which is strange for, like, if rocks had fallen on you and
you'd be kind of hurt a lot.
You'd be hurt quite a bit, so that's a bit strange. And then
the fatality he does is wicked.
Kung Lao's fatality on T.H.O.R is perfect. It's like the
like
proper fatality that I use all the time in when I'm playing with you.
Because like she's like flying in the air with her.
But she's whack. I mean, what was this? Was the director was like, oh, I like this girl, I'm just gonna put her in the film, or something. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Like, did the actress actually audition for the role, or like what was going on? Because like it was whack as hell. She was wooden.
I hate it when they pick out the worst characters in Mortal Kombat games and decide to put them as a B character in the story.
I don't know what the hell
It's
happened
really
there,
bad when
man.
they do that.
was
But
just stupid.
the fatality was top notch.
Yeah.
Fair dinkum.
But the stupid thing is how the hell did Kung Lao get weak enough for like thing
Shang
to
Tsung.
steal a soul? Because the only way Shang Tsung can steal souls is after he's defeated a warrior badly and the person's at their weakest.
Yes.
So if someone like Kung Lao and Liu Kang and all of them have been reinforced by Raiden to not get their soul stolen like that, it doesn't work.
They've overpowered Shang Tsung too much.
It makes me want to just go off, lock myself for like 2 days, and I'll write an even better script than this, and like, you know, I'll just give it to WB because it was just that whack, you know, the script. So going back to the film, Goro attacks him right at his house, not his house, that motel. So the wife and the daughter have something to do.
That scene is good up until
because they get kidnapped because then he runs through.
The scene is okay. It plays out pretty nicely because there's a threat. Goro's a threat. The girls can't do anything. Cole has to try and protect them. And he tries to be smart, but Goro's too powerful. It's the bit when he unlocks his Arcana, which is really dopey because all he gets is a pair of Tom-Fars and
this kind of like steel skin,
kind of steel body armor.
I don't know.
Which looks like a adamantium, discount adamantium or Wolverine or some shit. Or Deadpool or whatever. He just looks like Deadpool, but without the buggy eyes.
Also, it's like Raiden's plan the whole time. Also, there's too much emphasis on the Hanzo Hasashi bloodline. The Hanzo Hasashi bloodline.
Like
the Hanzo Hasashi bloodline.
He has flashbacks.
You are part of the Hanzo Hasashi bloodline.
Yeah,
you know, it's just too much of that.
He tells him way too early and then
gives him the kunai, and then there's so many shots of like the guy in hell, like
Hanzo Blade.
Yeah.
Hanzo like the hell.
Yeah. Hanzo fire.
Hanzo fire.
Barbecue time with Hanzo Hasashi. Welcome to this episode of Barbecue Time with Scorpion.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid.
So
but basically, the other thing that's really whack is the way he kind of defeats Goro. He like cuts off Goro's arm. He just stabs the shit out of Goro. Does he cut Goro's head off? That's the bit I don't remember.
His arm off.
He splits him in half, doesn't he?
No, he stabs him through the eye.
Okay.
Remember, he cuts one of his arms off.
One of his hands, yeah.
So he has like 3 arms left. Then he stabs him with the tonfa in the eye. It's pretty brutal.
But it's a stupid thing.
I don't understand why is Cole the one to kill Goro?
And also, if Goro's like the last champion, so why isn't he built up to fight later
in the tournament? Yeah.
Yeah, and then
this is pre-tournament, the whole film.
Yeah, so everything is before.
You gotta understand,
they
guys,
bypass the tournament altogether, right?
You do understand there's no bloody tournament in this film.
Even though the whole film is about a tournament.
Exactly.
And then they have that weird oil fight where like Liu Kang fights Cabal, then burns Cabal again. So why did you burn Cabal?
You missed out that bit when they're in that stupid void. When
that bit's whack. That's why I forgot about it. It's like the void between worlds.
And then he makes that plan, and then there's a weird montage sequence of everyone fighting.
They all split off to defeat him.
The wackest fight is Jax and Reiko.
Yeah,
that scene is so.
But they have a fight along the what's that one called? Pit, yeah.
It's got the pit. Yeah. And the pit is cool to see in the film.
Yeah, but he doesn't knock him off. He just smashes his head.
It's all wrong. Like, okay, I like the thunderclap.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
But
why didn't he T-Rex him?
I hate about when people use Nathan Jones, like. They don't know how to use the guy. He's a big 6 foot, like almost 7 foot.
He's like a real giant,
and he's a massive.
He's
giant.
like descended from
awesome stuntman.
Descended from the gods.
He's an alright actor, but he's good at doing stunts. So they don't.
Jackie Chan used him well in First Strike years ago.
Him playing General Reiko is the wrong. You could have made a new character, like he's a general of Shang Tsung. You didn't need to be fucking Reiko. Nobody likes Reiko. That fucking panda-looking motherfucker from Mortal Kombat. What's his face? Armageddon or whatever the fuck.
No, he was in 4.
4, yeah. Reiko was a prat of a character.
The Reiko Accords.
Exactly, and that horse shit. So he was a dickhead general. So I don't know why Nathan Jones is playing him with a top-knot ponytail and some bad eyeliner makeup. And that scene is choreographed so poor because there's a bit where Jax is like holding the hammer and then he pushes it back and just goes plonk. And then it looks like wood. Like he looks like balsa wood when he clumps the thing with his metal.
But Makad's cool,
arms.
man.
Yeah, Makad
cool. made a wicked Guardian. I like how they use the Guardian character, and
but like, there's not enough use of Jax. He doesn't do gotcha. He doesn't do the
he should have grabbed him with gotcha.
He doesn't do the bogey thingy, whatever we used to call it.
Used to call it the booger thing.
Thingy majiggy.
It was like some weird grey thing.
But he doesn't have that anymore. He has like a missile, kind of in his arms now, or he has that shotgun.
Yeah,
the grenade launcher.
The grenade launcher. Because in 10 he had the laser. He would throw a laser kind of burst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he had semi-enhanced arms before. He had like an exoskeletal frame.
I kind of like his arms in the new film because in Annihilation they were a joke.
In Annihilation they were this kind of like rubberized kind of enhancements he put on top.
On top of
like a kind of sheath.
Yeah.
His original arms are underneath. But that wasn't such a bad idea that like he never needed them. That was a nice storyline.
That was a good idea.
But I thought the actor who played him in Annihilation was very good. He was an ex-gladiator.
Yeah.
So he had a great look for it, and him and Sandra Hess played off of each other quite well.
Yeah.
Who the hell's Johnny? You know, like all that stuff. That was like fun. But that weird, disgusting looking monster, that random looking creature that he beats up, and he whacks in the head, and then it runs off. It tries to eat Sandra Hess, the Sonya Blade.
Oh yeah, that bad
Annihilation
CGI.
is whack, man.
The CGI is so whack.
Mother, you're alive. Too bad. You will die. Like, you know? What the hell? And then the little fight, the Shag's like, Master, he beat you, even though you're my supreme leader. I'll throw you a whip. I'll throw you a whip. Not a spear, not a sword or a gun, but a whip. So that you can grab Sandra Hess and then drag her and like step on her neck and make her vulnerable. You know? Raiden could have just teleported her away. Yeah. He's still on Earthrealm.
And Raiden doesn't do any jack shit.
Then I will take your generals.
Why does Raiden do jack shit to stop Kung Lao from dying?
No, but also...
There's that bit where Cole's holding Liu Kang and he's like... he gets teleported
That's
away.
how he gets his head banned, isn't it? From Kung Lao's
It's so stupid. Like, he's so sad, Liu Dilin. And then he just beats the shit out of Cabal, and he does that wicked dragon fatality on him. That's quite good.
That was one of the best bits in the film. But the film's got too many of these trailer bait shots.
Yeah,
you know,
like, there's
no point in doing that.
After
he did bicycle kick though, which was nice.
Yeah, bicycle kick.
But he didn't do his flying fire kick.
Yeah, but the bit where Cole's fighting Melina and he's kind of getting overpowered by her doesn't make any sense, and then her teeth start coming out, and then he gets like shits his pants that she's got bad teeth, and then Sonya comes out of nowhere and does this funny twirl jump like wee,
that stupid
and then she has
thing.
her rings, and then
she shoots her right in a hole right into Melina, so you can see her spine.
Yeah, that's a funny fatality.
It's kind of like the one where Johnny breaks the spine and goes, "Here's Johnny," like right through the.
I thought Sub-Zero did that, break the spine.
Who's got the one where he goes through someone and then he cracks the person's spine?
That's Sub-Zero.
That's Sub-Zero?
Yeah, because Johnny in Mortal Kombat X.
Johnny pulls himself through. Johnny. Yeah, here's Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the one where he uppercuts and he's like, "Who had this guy? Fuck!" You know, that one's my favorite one.
It's classic.
Yeah, but you know what I don't like is every time you upgraded Mortal Kombat, like you did Mortal Kombat 11, then you did Mortal Kombat Ultimate, and then Aftermath, and then Ultimate. Yeah. Why didn't you add one extra fatality for everybody?
Yeah.
And one extra stage.
Yeah,
like you only added like a couple of stages. After a little while, when you do a seasonal update for the game, the backgrounds. The stages become repetitive.
Yeah,
it's nice to have a new stage or a different like colorization or like change in the stage, like weather or something.
So that kind of leads nicely into like obviously they kill Melina, he kills Cabal, and then there's that shot of Sub-Zero going, "Come on," the smoke, and I thought that was smoke.
You thought
it was
smoke,
an effect shot with Shang Tsung.
All of his kind of hall work looks stupid
like
looking.
Smoke.
Yeah,
I was like, "This is smoke effect. What's this smoke effect about?"
The fight at the end was pretty cool when Cole.
So let's talk about
Cole tried to fight Sub-Zero, but Scorpion comes back. That was
I like how they iced up the entire MMA dojo gym area. That was nicely done.
Yeah, good prop work, good production
for the fight.
Yeah, but some of the set pieces, even in Annihilation, were good. Like the smoke battle that set that they designed, it was too tired.
Yeah.
And all of that was cool, but it's whack. There's also whack bits in Annihilation. Just touching on Annihilation just gets zero shields from me because I love the cast in that film. Like I love James Remar. I love some Robin Shue obviously and stuff. Even the other guy, Chris, I forgot his name, like Chris something Conrad. He played Johnny Cage for a little while. He could have had more to do. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
They could. I mean, if Lyndon Ashby didn't want to do it, just don't kill Johnny Cage. Just have Chris do it. You know, and then Chris could have died heroically later.
Ironically, this is so funny, that Chris Conrad is in Conquest, the TV show, and he plays like Ciro's friend or something, if I remember correctly, and he can kick, like he can do kicks and martial arts. Yeah, when they used him in Annihilation, I think they just shoehorned him into.
And what was that stupid shadow kick he did where he stops mid-air?
Yeah, it's
then
like,
something
it's
about
a really
that
bad effect
is
shot.
so bad, man. I remember seeing that film as a kid and just. I just thought it was whack.
I was disappointed in the cinema when I saw that.
We never went to the cinema to see it.
No, we saw it in the cinema.
No.
We did.
No, we never went to cinema. We rented it. We rented it, yeah.
Okay, so we rented it, okay.
Yeah, we rented it because
on
by the
VHS.
time... Because I remember, on Richard and Judy, this is so random, but Richard and Judy used to present this morning.
Oh, they showed the trailer.
They showed a trailer for it, and they were talking to the cast about it, like, via remote.
But the trailer was good. The trailer
It made it look wicked. And then Lou was fighting some guy in the finale, and I was like, who's this bald dude? Is he like some random, Outworld warrior? And then it turned out to be Shao Kahn without his mask on, and I was like, oh, that's so whack. Cause
you see Shao Kahn in the new film, but it's a statue.
That's stupid, too.
But he looks right.
He looks right because
he's
they just ripped him off
of. But got the armor, like Mortal Kombat.
But they just ripped him off from the game, his updated look. There's just so many whack things happening in this movie, man.
So, what did you think of the last fight?
Last fight was cool. Toasty was a bit whack. He didn't totally burn him. His
dagger and his ice effects are wicked. The Get Over Here is pretty good. The Get Over Here is slightly different from the trailer's version.
They revoiced it.
Yeah, they revoiced it.
Why didn't they get Tobias to do it?
Don't know.
Was it Ed? No, Ed does it. Ed does it, yeah. So why didn't they get Ed to do it?
Don't know. He was busy.
I don't know, man. This film is shit on so many levels. It's NetherRealm level shit. That deep.
But the three-way fight between Cole, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion is actually pretty good.
That's cool.
The bit where he toasties him looks quite good because the makeup is good when he gets burnt like a chicken.
But it looks alright though.
I like the bit where I really like the bit where he grabs the blood and ices up the blood.
Yeah.
And stabs him.
Yeah.
And then chucks him through the ice wall.
Like an ice wall.
Yeah, so like an ice wall.
That's my favorite move that I do in the games.
Yeah,
as well.
so that bit was wicked.
Ice slide.
And his samurai sword was wicked as well. Scorpion samurai sword. So they kept the samurai sword from the newer games. So they gave him the Japanese ninja style.
Ninja!
Yeah, like that. Yeah, so that was pretty sick. And it was
Why wasn't Will Yun Lee in the film?
Well, how can he...
Will Yun Lee would have made a wicked Kung Lao.
How can Scorpion know English to say get over here? He's a Japanese dude.
He might have studied.
What? In the NetherRealm?
No, I mean
NetherRealm English
Japan,
classes.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
Quan Chi.
Yeah, Quan Chi was teaching him that. This is how you
this
say.
This is how you say.
Samimasen. This is how you do A. Listen. Listen. What's his name?
The end bit is the wackest.
Anzo-san.
Let's talk about that stupid scene with Raiden and Shang Tsung. It's just like more exposition, and then Raiden's a pry. He just uses his lightning, and then it makes Shang Tsung disappear. It's such a bent scene. I thought they were gonna fight. I was like, oh, there's an end
fight. He talks too much. He talks too much. I made the joke.
Yeah, I know.
I made the good joke.
Like
yes. I am a good god. Fucking shit.
And then he's like, we gotta go find more Earthrealm champions. I'm like, that was your job before this film started.
And then he's like, where are you going? I was like, I'm going Hollywood to find Johnny Cage.
I was like, oh god, that's so cringe.
And then
there's a little poster of Johnny Cage's belt.
But that's just taken from the game.
And it's like Citizen Kane, and it's like, what? and then the film just ends. That's not even the coda. That's a
and
coda inside
Joey
the film.
Chestnut said, like, on Twitter a few weeks ago or days ago that he signed on for 4 of these.
Wow.
I'm like, are we even gonna bother with a second one? Like, why would you even make him? To be honest, Joey was good. Thingy was good as Scorpion.
Yeah,
Sonya Blade was good. Makad was wicked, but
Jessica.
the Kung Lao, everyone's casting is good, but the storyline is shit. Everyone's kind of not getting used properly.
I personally think, let's review and then I'll give my opinion. You give yours.
I give it 0 shields, man. I can't give it anything. It's so bad for me. I will always hate this film. I hate this film as much as I hate Power Rangers. Okay. But I hate Power Rangers more because
that's worse.
Power Rangers I hate a lot because number one, I'll never watch it, but I already know what happens in it.
Yeah.
So I already know what happens in it, and it's so whack compared to.
Ironically, it's got a Power Ranger in it.
It's so whack compared to what I've written with Shen. Like me, you, and Shen, we wrote like a new lore and a new backstory. It was before even this Lord Drakon, this Boom Studio stuff happened, which is so wicked. They are so in sync with me, you know, like with what they were doing with the morphing grid and stuff. In the Power Rangers movie that I've written with Z and the guys, with the Rep Knights, it expands the whole morphing grid and the lore, you know, and actually it gives you a better understanding of what the Eltarians do and why Zordon exists, you know, and why Zordon is on Earth. This whole thing about how him dropping a meteor shower on himself, a murderous Rita being like another ranger, everything's shit about it. Like I would never watch that film. I hate that film. You know, like basically have been denied the chance to make a good Power Ranger film, and I hope in the future I get the chance to make it and I get to meet Saban and all the people who are behind it, because creatively there's stuff that I can do that makes this film look it will just look like a B fan film. Do you get what I mean? And this is the same thing with Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat hurts a bit, you know, as a filmmaker, because I know I can do better.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I know they say,
I think, like,
people say, you know, oh, you don't need to be bitter about it. I'm one of the most supportive filmmakers, like, in the business. Like, I love helping people. You know, I love there being a balance, you know, like, you know, some people say, oh, there's not enough representation here, there's not enough representation there's not enough women in film, you know, like this and that, there's not enough, like, diversity. I'm all for that. I'm just I love helping people, making wicked films and having a sick crew. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what your background is. The Rep Knights are just about creating wicked films. What I hate is when someone comes from, like, affluence, or, you know, they've been given this thing and they're like, listen, I know you, so it's like some nepotism or something, yeah, right? And they're like, listen, mate, I'm just gonna give you this, like, you know, here's 40 million, and they drop the ball. They don't even know how to play the game. You understand what I mean? And I've been training myself since I've been a kid, you know, to do this kind of stuff. So that's the problem I have, and that's what's whack about the business and stuff. So that's why I hate this new Mortal Kombat film. That's why I get 0 shields from me. Okay. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
A bit intense, but it's my podcast. I can say what I want. And that's how I feel.
I would give it a maybe 2 or 3.
Why are you giving it such a high score? Give me your opinion on that. Like, what's your justification
because
for that?
Of Kung Lao's entrance.
Okay.
Because of the fatalities.
Yeah.
Because it has an R rating.
Okay.
So that's a big reason why. Yeah. Because if it didn't have an R rating, it'd be shitter. You know the film would be worse. So do you
want me to put my shields up a bit?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Should I give it 1.5?
Give it 1. Give it
half
1.
A shield.
1.
Half a shield because of Ludi Lin.
Ludi Lin.
Kung Lao actor.
Max Huang as Kung Lao. Makad, because we like Makad a lot.
And Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
The Kano guy's funny.
Yeah.
In certain bits.
Alright, I'll give it half a shield.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, half a shield.
So we got, what, 2.5? Aggregate?
Yeah, but then because I hate it so much, yeah, your shields get negated. It still gets half a shield.
Off to the pit.
Yeah.
Fatality.
This film got fatality.
Exactly.
No, it's okay. You know, you can give it that score.
Yeah. Cool.
But
that's what we say.
I would say if you're a hardcore Mortal Kombat fan, yeah, you're gonna hate it. Yeah, you're gonna hate it. If you're a casual movie fan, you might like it. Yeah. You know, like you might think it's alright. it is what it is, and now it's out. So there's nothing you can do about it. I want to commend the filmmakers for at least trying. You know, like the crew.
I would also like to add that
because technically it's a competent film.
I think it's very much an Aussie film. Like, there's very much prominence with it being shot in Australia, using a predominantly Australian cast like Nathan Jones, Jessica McNamee, Josh Lawson, the Aussie talent. The director's Australian, so go figure. And I think it's a product,
so it's painted with a certain brush.
I think it's kind of a product of its own budget, because it's not very largely budgeted, the film. So it does have some weak points.
It doesn't matter though. If you're a good filmmaker, you would use that budget. I mean, I've had shoestring budgets and still done epic shit. Yeah. It's about how good you are.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from a technical point of view, as an editor and the composition as a filmmaker yourself, bro. It's competently shot and cut well, isn't it? Yeah. That's the one thing about the film that's quite good.
The cinematography is good, but it's not great.
It's still a bit flat.
Yeah.
It's lacking
color. It doesn't have the quality of the original 1995 film.
The 1995 film gets like 4 shields because it looks wicked. I mean, but we're not going to do another podcast on it, are we? No. We're just going to basically rate it now because we can go into it in length if we wanted to. We'll decide on that later, but basically that one gets really high rating too from me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Annihilation is even kind of better than this film. Like I like
no.
Like you think
no? Annihilation goes down.
No, I don't know, bro. Because there's some bits in Annihilation that are still better than this film.
Like what?
Like the fucking smoke fight is wicked with Robin Shue.
That's too short.
You know, that bit's cool.
And then it gets spoiled by that
and the Cyrex bit.
That dopey fucking Scorpion and Sub-Zero fight.
Yeah, but what about the Cyrex bit? The lab bit, that's cool.
Pretty good, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but the stupid bit is his boot. He boots him harder
boots around his
punch, the snoot.
Yeah.
He boots the snoot. Boots the snoot is my new term. Hashtag boot the snoot.
Boot the snoot. You know what you need to say? Every time, that should be one of your trademarks. Like, every time somebody does something hard, like he hits it, boots the snoot.
Boot the snoot,
man. Well, anyway,
that's our 2 cents on Mortal Kombat, the 2021 film.
Yeah, so this one's harsh, but this is the harshest podcast we've done. But still, it does strike a chord a bit, you know. So anyway, let's wrap it up. You know, I want to thank you for joining me, bro. This has been a fun one. So
Kano wins.
Flawless victory.
Flawless.
But this Mortal Kombat, man, was whack. You know, and anyway, guys, this is Ray Janjua, and you've been listening
I think Kano was doing his best Aussie man impression.
Kind of, yeah. It felt like it was trying to appease it.
A little bit.
Kind of tap into that.
But Aussie man knows what we're talking about.
Aussie man's a G. Let him continue on and live forever. You know, I really like him. He's great.
But yeah, thank you for listening and subscribe to our channel. Listen to our podcast. We'd appreciate your feedback and support. And go on, Ray.
Yeah, I mean, just share, let the podcast grow. Our voices should be heard. We are the next generation of filmmakers. You know, the Rep Knights are a really wicked team. And just stay tuned for another episode of the House of Rep.